Welcome everybody to this first month's content. I'm Karen Saunders. I am the Women's Naturopath. As you know, I've just created a new website and this is the first month's content, so really warm welcome. It is my intention that I provide every month really valuable, applicable, practical and useful informations, tips, tools and tricks how to be healthy, how to heal yourself and overcome your gut health and hormonal issues. Now this month I thought it just didn't feel appropriate to talk about gut and hormones. I thought, given the current health crisis, I'm in Melbourne at the moment, that I thought I could serve your best by providing you with a bit of a guide as to how to survive this next 6 weeks lockdown with your mental health and your physical health and your emotional health intact. So it's just as much for me a reminder as it hopefully will be for you. So just really briefly, as new subscribers, I work predominantly with women and I work with their gut and digestive health and hormonal issues. I'm a medical herbalist, a nutritionist, also a yoga, mindfulness and pranayama teacher. So today I will be providing you with some useful information. I have also created this beautiful PDF guide that you can download and have a read through. If you don't feel like listening to me talk today, just head over to the website, download that PDF, and please do share it wide with your family, loved ones, friends, mums and dads and brothers and sisters. This is all information that everybody should know. I have learnt it from my degree in health science and naturopathy, and also working with hundreds of women and men in my clinical practice. And this is information that everybody should know. It's going to be simple, useful, using food as medicine and nutrients to sustain your health and your house during this time. All right, so kicking off, let's start with mental health, because I think that's where it all starts. Good mental health will lead to motivation and physical health and your emotional health. So bear in mind, if you're in Australia, that the government has made mental health care plans available to you. So go to your GP if you need to talk to anybody. I highly recommend this. You can get a mental health care plan from your GP, which would involve 6 to 10 sessions. That is rebatable with a psychologist. So if you need to talk to anybody, I highly recommend everybody doing that right now. Second point for mental health is structure and routine. Structure and routine. So your mental health loves structure and routine, and this will go for people who have too much time or not enough time. So I'm talking busy mums who are homeschooling, or maybe people who are finding themselves without work and a bit more time on their hands. Structure and routine is going to be incredibly important for you right now. This has been going on a long time now, and I'm not sure we can get by with baking more bread and watching a new series on Netflix. We actually need to start putting in some concrete habits. And this doesn't have to be big things. This is a lot of small things and small habits that you can introduce throughout the day. For example, scheduling and routine. How does that look? And trust me, I'm the worst person to schedule. I love to just do things when I feel like doing them. But I found that by scheduling my week, I have more time and I'm more effective. So this looks like looking at the week ahead and scheduling in your wake up time, your exercise time, your work time, your relax time, your catch up with friends time, your cooking time. And then of course, in that space, sometimes it's just going to go out the window, and that's okay. But scheduling your time and setting your alarm is going to be very important. Monday to Friday, get up, get going, get your exercise done, get your breakfast in, and once you start the day right, it's likely to carry on that way. Second point that's going to be really important is your circadian rhythm. So this will fall into routine a little bit. Mental health depends on good circadian rhythm. What does this mean? This means, and it's so simple, but light in the day, dark at night. Light in the day, dark at night. So especially if we're indoors more, we need to make more of an effort. Especially if we're watching Netflix late into the night, guilty, then we need to make more of an effort. What does this look like? This looks like getting up, not lying in bed on Facebook, reading the news. It means getting up, getting going, go outside, go for a walk, get light on your face. Get as much light on your face during the day as possible. Even if the sun's not shining, moving near towards the windows will provide you with enough light to kick in healthy amounts of cortisol so that you have that get up and go and that energy throughout the day. So cortisol throughout the day. And then towards the nighttime, you want to get as dark as possible, as early as possible. So this will induce your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. So cortisol and melatonin are diametrically opposite. Cortisol in the day, we need that to go nice and high, and then taper off towards the evening, and that's where the darkness kicks in and the melatonin starts to kick in, which makes for really good sleep. This looks like in the evening turning the lamps on, no overhead lighting, and have a really good wind down routine. For those of you watching your favorite shows at night, because it may be the most exciting thing in the day, maybe consider something like blue blocking glasses. Not that sexy, but pretty practical. They block the blue light coming from the screen, which blocks cortisol production, which means your melatonin can kick in a little earlier. So you're not waking up in the morning like foggy brained and tired. So a good wind down routine at night. Have a bath, have a shower, have a relaxing tea like chamomile, tulsi, passion flower, lemon balm. Have a bath, have a shower, watch that caffeine intake after lunchtime. So chocolate, English breakfast tea, coffee, all that stuff, sweets. Have that earlier on if you're going to do that. So calm in the evening, wind down, sleep, and wake up in the morning, get going. Circadian rhythm. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is exercise. Of course, it's a bit of a no-brainer. I think generally from what I'm gleaning from most of my clients that they're getting less exercise. I know I certainly am less incidental exercise. So schedule in your time, get your routine going. I recommend going for at least one walk or run a day and one exercise class. So you'll find in the downloadable PDF that I have put lots of resources, and I've put my favorite free exercise platforms and exercise resources from HIIT to Pilates to yoga. So have a look at that. I'm not going to say too much more on exercise, but really important for your mental health. Every single function in your body is going to rely on you to exercise. So just get out and do that. You don't have to conquer the world and go for a 10k run. Just go for a little walk. Your breath. Maybe I should take a breath. Your breath is the most simple key that you have and the simplest tool that you have to calm your nervous system. So a lot of us will breathe into the top half of our chest. So it looks like this, which means that you're using the accessory muscles to open and expand the ribs. Now this tells the body that you're in your sympathetic nervous system. This induces your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight and flight. What we need to learn to do is breathe deep down, right down into the belly. So right now, why don't you take a few deep breaths with me? So you're going to inhale all the way down, down into the belly, expand the belly. And then breathe out. Take a couple more like that. Inhale deep into the belly. And then exhale. Do it with me. You can close your eyes. Inhale deep, inhale down, expand. Pause. And let it go. So this deep belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing induces the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest and reproduce nervous system. In the coming weeks, I will be launching the Slow Health movement on Instagram. This is for people who find it incredibly difficult to switch off, relax, meditate. So have a look at that. We'll be going into breath a little bit there. But also in the resources, I have put in my favorite easy to use apps that help you and remind you to take these deep breaths. And I have also included, for those breath geeks, my teacher in India has got some comprehensive pranayama techniques on his YouTube channel, and that's available for free. If you want to go a bit more into pranayama or breath work, you can have a look at that. And this is extremely beneficial for anxiety, depression, fatigue and low mood. So have a look at those. Another thing that I want to just touch on really briefly in mental health is drugs and alcohol. And it's just try not to. It's just a no right now. It's just a no right now for your mental health. It's the last thing that you need. So if you need to chat to somebody, get help on that. I, for one, definitely in the first lockdown increased my alcohol intake, and that affected my mental health and my gut health, to be really honest with you. I have since stopped drinking for nearly 2 months now, and so now I feel like I could tell you stop drinking, but it's really helped. And if you're going to do it, I recommend doing it and setting some parameters around that. For example, 1 to 2 glasses of wine per week, and then really enjoying those. Right, what am I forgetting? I think that's it. I have covered a lot in that downloadable PDF, so have a look at that and have a look at those resources at the back. I'll chat a little bit about physical health and, got a little bug, physical health, which will incorporate mostly food as medicine. I'm really passionate about empowering people to be able to heal themselves. So while supplements are going to be really important, I'll touch on those a little bit. Food as medicine is going to be more important. So exercise for physical health, which we've already spoken about. A couple of supplements that are going to be beneficial for you are vitamin D. Vitamin D, the magical D right now, I don't think we've ever needed it more. We're sitting inside. We need it for our mood. And we need it for our immune systems. So a lot of us are not eating a lot of cod liver oil or liver or egg yolks, which is where we find vitamin D. So I highly actually recommend supplementing this one between 2,000 and 4,000 IU a day is going to be useful. It helps to boost the immune system by helping differentiate your white blood cells, and it also helps your mood. So get that into unless you're loving your liver. Some nutrition that's going to be really beneficial for you right now, food as medicine, are oats. So oats are very nutritive and restorative to the nervous system. The oats are known in herbal medicine as a nervous system tropho-restorative, which means it actually works on the tissue to help nourish that nervous system tissue. So having a bowl of warm, lovely oats in the morning, add a bit of protein powder to that to give it a bit of satiety value, add some nuts, some nut butter and some berries, and there you go. Speaking about protein, it's going to be super important for everybody to get enough protein in their diet. So my veggies and vegans, make sure that you're getting enough of that in. Having a really good protein-rich breakfast is probably the best tip I can give you, or the best habit for you to get into to balance your blood sugar. If you have a good protein breakfast, you will keep your blood sugar balanced and keep your energy levels balanced throughout the day, and resulting in less cravings and less sugar cravings and less energy slumps. So recommend having some eggs in the morning, boiled, fried, scrambled, frittata, and just pairing that with your favorite topping, which could be like goat's cheese, it could be leafy greens cooked in butter, avocado, bits of bacon, tomato, mushroom. Throw that together, have that for breakfast. Protein is super important. All of your neurotransmitters are made of protein, and for example, a neurotransmitter would be serotonin, and amino acid from protein is tryptophan, and that will turn into melatonin, which then serotonin, which is your feel-good neurotransmitter, which then turns into melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. So you can see how important these are. On that, a really great habit for all of us who are not moving too much and eating more carbohydrates, I recommend time-restricted eating. Now, this is not the same as intermittent fasting. Time-restricted eating, or TRE, is an overnight fast. It's recommended in the research to go at least 12 hours without eating overnight, and this is also really great to balance your circadian rhythm and let your body know that it's nighttime and time to either start to heal or switch off. And this looks like a 12-hour fast overnight, which sounds maybe easier than it is. For example, if you finish eating at 8 p.m. at night, you're going to only have breakfast again at 8 a.m. So easier said than done, especially if you like to snack late into the night. Give that a go. Studies have showed that at 12-hour fast, your body has used the glucose in your body and the glucose that's stored in the liver, and will then turn to something called beta oxidation, which means that your body starts burning fat for fuel. At about 14 to 16-hour fast, this is when your blood sugar really starts to balance, and this results in really long-term metabolic health. Insulin levels plummet and your body's antioxidant system switch on, and that's a really simple tool, which is simply overnight fast. Combine that with a good protein-rich breakfast, and you're doing wonders for your metabolic health and circadian rhythm. Let's see, so favorite nutrients. Vitamin C, obviously really important right now, so maybe should be supplementing that about 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams, and also supplementing the supplement with citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruits. Kiwi fruits are high in vitamin C, as are red capsicum, blueberries, kakadu plums, fresh green leafy vegetables. So, and also your berries. Introducing vitamin C, awesome right now. Vitamin A is very important for the epithelial tissue and the local immune system of the immune system of your epithelial tissue, like that lines like your nasal membranes, your lungs, your eyes, and very important for your immune system as well. So vitamin A is present in a lot of your red and orange foods, so such as tomatoes and pumpkins, sweet potato, also in your green leafy vegetables actually. So green leafies is another thing to include in your diet every day. Things rich in zinc for the immune system. Zinc, B vitamins and magnesium help to produce your feel-good neurotransmitters, very important for skin, appetite, hormones, mood, neurotransmitters, everything. So they catalyze a lot of enzymatic reactions in the body, so including lots of B vitamins. I'd probably supplement some Bs and some magnesium right now, especially if you're having trouble sleeping. There's some notes on magnesium in the downloadable PDF. Magnesium is just probably my favorite mineral. It's the relaxing mineral. Your body will actively dump it when you're stressed, and so make sure you're getting adequate amounts of magnesium into you right now. This will relax the nervous system, this will reduce cramps and help you sleep deeper. Your beneficial herbs for the nervous system right now are going to be your passion flower and your St. John's wort for those feeling a little bit blue. So think about those in some lovely teas or some tinctures. What else do I have to say? Yeah, in the downloadable PDF, I've got some tips in there on gut health and how to look after your gut health. So have a look at that. I'm not going to go into that right now. Things to avoid. I have to be a bit of a downer here, but gluten and wheat products are, try to reduce those. They can be quite inflammatory. I do find that in my clinical practice, you don't have to be celiac to be gluten intolerant. And I find that most people, I'm talking 99.9% of people that stop gluten or at least reduce it, have better gut health. Better gut health, that means less inflammation, less intestinal permeability, less bloating, less constipation, less fatigue. So watch the gluten intake and watch the wheat intake. I highly recommend trying a paleo diet for 30 days just to reset the gut. There's some resources in the PDF that will help you go through that process. Another thing, alcohol and sugar, just try to reduce that. And it looks like I'm putting in a lot of parameters for you, but I want you to try to do that. And also just remember that sometimes, you know what, the best thing to do is just to go and get a beautiful ice cream or a croissant and just really enjoy that. But try to limit or put some parameters around those like cheat or treat foods. When you do them in moderation, but really do enjoy them when you do. Okay. So the last thing I'll just touch on really quickly is emotional health. And I guess I just wanted to, normalize any emotions that are going on for you right now. So this is a really tough time. I don't think there's been another time in history where the entire human population is collectively going through a crisis like this, and that it's a lot of change. So look after your emotional health, and that may mean that you need to take some space, a bit more space than you're used to. We are around our loved ones more, our friends, our family, kids, partners, much more than we used to, and we're simultaneously not able to go out and see our friends, but also we're going through a time of deep change. So if you find yourself a bit more snappy than usual, your partner is more snappy than usual, if you find yourself more emotional, just be compassionate with that, and be compassionate with others that are going through that as well. So try not to take it personally. It may have nothing to do with you. Again, those mental health care plans are available to all Australians. I know in Victoria, they have made another 10 sessions on top of those mental health care plans available. So really make use of that. If you don't have a psychologist that you like, hit me up. I'm happy to recommend somebody. I love to do emotional freedom technique, which is EFT tapping. This is one of my favorite tools to use to process difficult emotions and help to integrate and repattern some new thoughts and I guess conditionings. So it uses tapping on the meridians to reprogram or use neural reprogramming to help you integrate what's going on for you. There is a beautiful app called the Tapping Solution, I think. I've put it in the resources. I also work with a wonderful practitioner that can do online Zoom consults. So I've put those details in the resources as well. And EFT tapping has shown to be as effective as some cognitive behavioral therapy, and something that you can learn to do yourself and again start to heal yourself. Emotions, I think that's it in emotions, and I just basically wanted to give you permission and give you permission for anything to arise at that time. So difficult emotions, you may need to sit with those. So find some space, let things arise, even if it's 5 minutes. Have the conscious switch off. If everything just gets too much, just don't be afraid to just be like, I just need some space right now. And I know for you, my busy mums and dads, that this may be difficult, and I can appreciate that. Have a look at the the Slow Health Revolution on my Instagram. That's coming this month. I'll give you some tips and tricks to deal with that. So everybody, just be kind out there, be kind with each other. We're all going through the ringer a bit, and let's just be a bit patient and generous and graceful with each other. So that's 25-minute chat. I am going to sign off now, but please do reach out. I'm available for appointments online, Australia-wide. Just check out my website. You can book in there. And I'm happy to be of assistance at this time. Send me an email. I would love your comments and I would love your feedback, as this is the first month's content. Thank you for bearing with me, and hopefully I haven't said too many times. Lots of love out there, everybody. Stay sane, stay safe, stay warm, and go for your walk.